the book isn't about people coming to me. It's about the beautiful stories that I hear of connection, that it can occur just by making this small change of choosing to be open to the guidance and to the messages and learning to trust in it. So I think there's two big obstacles. The first is fear, like, what does this mean? And this is so strange. And do I want to dive into this? And the second is trusting that inner voice that tells you, go do this, trusting the messages.
This is what I've experienced. Tell me if you can affirm this or confirm this, that when somebody you love passes away, the spirit of them, I felt this very strongly with when Maya passed, that the spirit of them remains or abides with you in some way. And that you are, as Brittany was just saying, there is a relationship of connection that is very different than your relationship of connection when that person was in the dense body, but it's still very, very, very real. And I have sensed for myself that when people who have loved you on earth pass, that it strengthens you, it makes you more aware, makes you more on it, more vibrant, more able to live your life with a different kind of intensity.
Yes.
And that's what death has taught me. Is that one of the things you've gained?
The way that you just stated that was so eloquent and profound and so true. And that's really the highest path we can all take when we physically lose someone we love. Mm-hmm. Because I think so often this materialistic world, the paradigm we're living in, which, by the way, has been blown to smithereens decades ago, but we're still pretending like what you see and touch is what there is. But I think what ends up happening is that we think of death as a dead end, and it's not. It's a doorway.
Yeah, I know.
And that relationship strengthens. And people who were here and maybe even we could have had conflict with, or they were stuck in a belief system, when we cross and do our life review, we understand in a millisecond the ways we were thinking, maybe things we were stuck in, how we made others feel, and we evolve. And so those relationships we have with people on the other side, they're not just continuing, they are getting stronger and brighter. Anytime we ask forgiveness or give forgiveness, it is always received and heard. And we have this beautiful spirit that's present with us from the other side, guiding us, leading us.
Yeah, I want to say to anybody somebody left and you felt like you needed to forgive them or they needed to forgive you, all is well.
Yes.
All is well.
Yes.
All is well. You don't have to worry about I should have said or what if I only said, because once they leave, that's when you really get it.
Yeah.
That's what I've come to feel is true. Nikki's joining us from Los Angeles. She and her longtime friend group lost their dear friend 2 years ago. Nikki, tell us your story. Hi, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for including me. I really appreciate it. 2 years ago, my family and I lost a dear friend, Andrea, to cancer. And at the dinner table with our children, who were 8 and 11 at the time, we talked about death and the soul. And our boys asked us, well, how will we know if Andrea arrived to heaven safely? And I said, well, boys, she's going to show us a sign. Well, Mama, what is that sign going to be? And collectively, they decided, Andrea, you should show us your name. And I was like, okay, to myself, I'm like, this is a big task, but I'm going to go with it. Okay, Andrea, wherever you are, if you've made it there safely, we love you. Show us your name. And that weekend, we had taken a little family vacation, and we were in the little town, and there was a bookstore, and the boys wanted to go buy a book. And I was like, oh, in my head, this is the moment, Andrea, in the bookstore. Come on, there's so many names. You got this. This is your time. Obviously, in my head saying this. And we were in there an hour, absolutely nothing. I was so defeated.
No author named Andrea.
Not a thing, Oprah. Nothing.
Okay.
Get in the car. And the kids are like, Mama, what's wrong? I mean, they could tell I was a little upset. And I said, boys, I have to be honest with you. In the bookstore, I told Andrea in my mind, now is the time. Show us your name. As we pulled up to the stoplight, the boys go, Mama, Mama, look. Not only did she show me a sign, she showed us a street sign that said Andrea Way.
Get out.
The biggest street sign you could, I have chills right now, but girls, she was not done. We got back to the Airbnb, and that night my son asked me to hand him the one book that he bought at the bookstore. He wanted to read it in his bed, and it was written by Andrea Beatty. I didn't see it in the store, so she decided to show us a big old sign on the way home. And ever since then, I see Andrea's name all the time. We are having a luncheon for Andrea like we do every year during her birthday, which is coming up this Sunday. And my spouse and I went to dinner last weekend, and we were talking about how much we were looking forward to having the luncheon. It's when all of her close friends and family get together and we celebrate her. And of course, we were crying in the car. And we got to dinner, and we were seated across from a storefront that said Andrea's. Of course, she makes us sit right across from it at dinner tonight, you guys. I can't. We're just talking to her in the car. I just laughed. I said, thank you, we love you. And I continue to talk to her. And, you know, for 2 decades, I had my grandmother who's passed away, whose apartment number was 807. She shows me 807 twice a day, every day, in everything I do, whether it's a license plate, how many emails I have, how many likes there is, if it's a random phone number, or
the time.
Something from the gas company telling me that this is your PIN. It doesn't stop. And today, your producers had asked for some pictures that you might be using. And so I found the last one of my Grams and I last night, which I took a snapshot of, and I emailed it to myself with the word Grams in the subject this morning so I could send it to your producer. No sooner did I send that to your producer, but I got a random email from a person named Dane Grams. It was like she said to me, I do 807 every day. I'm going to give you this today.
Oh, wow. Wow. Do you have a question for Laura? Wow.
Laura, I do have a question. You know, when our children do see these signs, how can we nurture them instead of influence them to make them feel like that's the person, or how do we honor that?
That's good.
First, I want to start by commending you so much for teaching them about signs and that we can communicate with loved ones on the other side. That was the most important step because you gave them the tool and you gave them the blessing and permission to own that beautiful part of themselves. So just by doing that, this is phenomenal. What I will say is now encourage them to create a language of their own, whether that be with Andrea or a guide, and have them pick anything that they want, something that pops into their mind, anything they want at all. Just continue to help guide them in the here and now to the beautiful gifts they have inside of connection and communication.
Nikki, that was a wonderful story you shared about Andrea. You can tell her, you can stop now, Andrea. It's everywhere.
No,
Andrea
never.
Way, Andrea in the book, Andrea on the restaurant. It's okay. We hear you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.